When you get your system, you take the dual wireless. It has antennas, just screw it right onto the back of each one right here. You'll have the two 5-foot cables that I'm giving you. So your XLR goes in the left and right, and then go ahead and plug it into microphone 4 and 5 in the back of the mic mixer. You also could plug it into 1 and 2 in the front. I just put it back there so you don't have to see the cables, and you just run microphone 2 and 3 to control those two microphones. Then as far as hooking up your audio, you have the dual RCA going into DVD, and then right next to it says CDG. That'll be your karaoke player. So you have these two audio cables. They just go out to wherever your laptop is, 1/8 inch. Be careful with 1/8 inch. The pros and cons to this is when you have it like that, you don't want to mess around with it because you get static, cuts in and out. But once you have it set and it's sitting there, should be fine. So remember, you have the RCA going out to your laptop, 1/8 inch. And then you have, you'll see right there, mix 1. That's where you're coming out and going into your amplifier. And then of course you have your speakers hooked up to your amplifier. So you want to make sure wherever you have it hooked into your amplifier, which could be the CDG, DVD, auxiliary line, whichever one of those inputs you have, go ahead and plug right into that. And then you could control the master volume from there. All right. Now we'll go around to the front. The front of this, you have two knobs right here. And you'll notice I have it right around 11 o'clock. It's really hard to see the line, but if you think of a clock, it's right here basically. Just keep it set like that. Then you'll see the microphone inputs that I talked about in the front, and there 2 and 3 is going to control the two wireless microphones. Then over here you have your mic master volume. You'll see that I have it set right here. You could adjust it however you want. Just make sure you don't go too far with it. And then you have your low, mid sweep, mid EQ, EQ. The best way to EQ that is to talk in your microphones completely. Bring the lows all the way down and then start bringing them up until it feels like it hits a sweet spot for you. Then below this, you also have a pan knob which you keep center. Then you have your echo, repeat, and delay. You'll notice where the echo is, the repeat, delay. You could change that however you want. It's going to be a little bit hard for me to do it because I'm only using a set of small speakers. Check 1, 2. So of course, the more repeat you put in there, you'll hear it repeat more. Then right here, you have 3 buttons. Vocal cancel, which I have pushed in. That's just for regular karaoke songs that have lead vocals. Then you have your source button right here. Okay, let me go ahead and move a little bit. So you have your source button, and it's right now it's out for DVD, and then when you use your karaoke player, push it in. You'll remember it. You might forget it once in a while, but always remember that you're switching back and forth for the audio. Then you have the echo, which I have that in, that's on. Then right here, you have 2 choices. Right now I have the volume all the way up on left and right, and then you could control the master volume from the amplifier. But if you don't want to do that, then bring this halfway down or all the way down, and then left and right, bring up the volume until you like it on there, okay? You'll see that this is the EQ. It's on. Right now I have it flat. You EQ the music, you listen to the music at a higher volume, then bring down this all the way. Same thing over here. Then start listening to it as you bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, and find a spot where you think it's the sweet spot and stop. That's the best way to EQ it. So this is basically EQing left and EQing right. Pretty simplistic. Now as far as doing your video, when you hook up your video, you'll just go wherever your HDMI cable is and go into the TV. And then one of the things, let's say let's say you're getting sound, but you're hearing it through your TV instead of the system. You go over here where your speaker icon is, right-click it, click Playback Devices. Then a window should pop up on your computer. And right now, I don't have a TV hooked up to it, so it won't show it, but you may see something that says HDMI TV and it's checked. You would right-click that and disable it in order to make sure that you're off that. Right now, because I have the laptop hooked in, it's showing that it's hooked up to the Realtek high definition audio default device. That's basically running off of here. One of the things I do recommend, and I think I mentioned to you on the phone, is going to Best Buy and looking for what's called a Sound Blaster external card and get one of those, and it should enhance the experience instead of having to use the 1/8" plug. Because one of the things about the 1/8" plug is it's not superior to USB. So if you get one of those, what will happen is instead of coming out of the back here RCA then into 1/8", you would end up going dual RCA into the back of the sound card, dual RCA, then come back out USB, and then go into the USB of your computer. And then you would notice on your speaker icon when you go into it that it's showing that it's a USB codec most likely. But I just wanted to mention that as a side note. The mixer itself, pretty straightforward, simplistic, and just go ahead and watch the video over and over. As far as how the overall system sounds, that depends on your system itself, but for the most part, what we're doing is we're introducing the ability for you to mix the music volume with the microphones.